Totally dominated the first half, 80% possession, wasn't it? But a little bit wasteful in front of goal. I'd mentioned, that they haven't been shy the last few games in scoring goals. Certainly in the League Cup they'd scored 3. This one we thought was goalkeeping errors and we were ready to criticise them, but when we flicked it back, it was obviously given offside. Weghorst was given offside. Some people are saying, well, it came off the Reading player, but it has to be deliberately played by the Reading player to Weghorst, who's standing in an offside position, then for it to not count. It wasn't. It was accidental. So the ruling was right by VAR, and it was ruled offside. But I think Ten Hag would have been disappointed that they hadn't capitalised on that much possession and only at the target once. He wanted more quality in front of goal, and we said at half-time, me and Nick, it was just a matter of time because Reading were camped in their own box. They didn't look like they were getting out. They couldn't get out, and it was just backs against the wall, and you just felt it was going to be more of that in the second half. It was just up to Man United to make the breakthrough, and they did.
This is all about this man here, Casemiro. Can't speak highly enough of the impact. Look at the run, look. When you see it, when Anthony gets it, he makes his mind up. When it comes from here now, just watch him here now. He makes the run. There you go. And the finish is amazing.
His attitude.
Absolutely.
He plays every game. He's got 5 Champions League medals. He plays every game. Plays Reading in the 4th round of the FA Cup as if it's Barca in the Champions League. He's exemplary.
He gets a little bit of deflection here, but either way, if there's a man that could do it, you would think with what he's done in his career to come to Manchester United, well, maybe he's going to take it. Well, he's not. He looks like he absolutely loves it. This is Carroll got a bit carried away. But going back to Casemiro, wow, he's one of the reasons, he's one of the main reasons why Manchester United have started to believe with the impact what he's done. If he can do it and get the team going, the rest of the players will go along as well.
I think he has hard luck
there. Football for rugby.
I think he has hard luck, to be honest.
You're joking.
I'm joking. He takes off on Monday and catches him on Friday. Look.
I shouldn't laugh. But yeah, he's not getting away with that.
He's not.
He's a big guy.
He's not gone 2-footed high to injure the man. He's gone from a long distance off, and momentum's taken him. And it was a silly challenge, and he was booked.
What about that though from Fred? That bit of skill. If that doesn't go in, are we criticising him for showboating?
No.
You're not going to criticise him for that. He's having a go.
He makes a run.
Yeah.
To be honest, the reason he tries it was because he was past the post.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get his body shape in any position to get a shot on target like conventionally. So he had to do something different, and he finds it back here.
If there's anything with Reading, they've learnt an awful lot tonight, but they stuck in. They carried on going. As much as the stats go totally against them, they just hung in there, and they're in a different situation. Obviously, we're bringing players into their football club. What Paul Ince said, it's about them staying in the league. Then hopefully their future gets a bit bright where they can spend money. But they never gave in. They carried on going, and there was a chance at one point if they'd have probably had a shot at goal. When they got into the box, they could have made it 3-2. It could have been interesting. So they kept going. It's not easy at sometimes. They had all the possession, all the efforts, but Paul Ince will take a little bit of something out of it.
You fancy United to win silverware this season. Obviously, the League Cup is an obvious one, but you've got 12-time winners of this competition, the FA Cup, and you can't see past them.
You say that, Nick, but I don't think they'll have it their own way, even in the League Cup. It looks like they probably face Newcastle. That's looks like the two teams that are going to make it.
Do you think they'll lift silverware this season?
I think there's a long way to go in this competition. The draw has to be favourable.
The Carabao Cup looks.
The Carabao Cup looks, but Newcastle.
Yeah.
It's Newcastle. I've got a sneaky feeling for Southampton.
Really?
I've got a sneaky feeling for Southampton because everyone thinks, well, hang on a minute, Newcastle, you've done the job. There's something there. Could be totally wrong.
Could be a great prediction.
I said about Accrington Stanley today, it was close. No, it wasn't. Sorry.
Accrington Stanley, the FA.
That wasn't your best moment, but anyway, we did expect a cup set. No cup sets today. Well, Tottenham took on Preston, so it's 0-0 between Manchester United at Reading, and Marcus Rashford with a goal ruled offside. Do we think it should have been ruled offside? Any question marks over that decision from VAR?
Not for me, but have you got something which is... No, not for me. I think he's in an offside position, but then obviously Weghorst gets the header, which goes to the far post, which Rashford puts in. When we look at it, this because he's involved, isn't he? He's in an offside position, and obviously he's involved in the build-up as well. So, am I right with that? Keeper makes a mistake as well.
It's a deflection opposed to him playing the ball.
From Wouthuis.
Yeah, if he deliberately plays it, the defender, Weghorst is not offside. So they've deemed it
Deliberate.
not deliberate. Not deliberate. It's a deflection. I mean, he didn't deliberately play that to him, did he? He didn't like kick it to him. It's actually just stuck a foot out, and it's hit his foot, and it's looped up, and then Weghorst has then took the opportunity. If he'd have deliberately played that, like tried to play it out to the fullback, and Weghorst was in offside position, but then challenges, then it's fine.
You've got no chance of balls blasting at you.
No, I know, he hasn't deliberately played it. So they've deemed it that, rather than him playing it.
So where he's in a first and offside position, we're right with that, yeah?
Yeah, he was offside.
Yeah, offside, yeah. So then all of a sudden
But
after
if
that,
the defender had deliberately played it to that position...
Which he's no chance of doing that.
Yeah, I know, but that's the debate. Did he, didn't he? I don't think he did. I think they've got it right.
Well, he doesn't know what he's doing, does he? The ball's coming to him. He's just, as you would do, he's trying to stop it going behind you.
So it's unintentional.
That's what he's trying to do.
It's unintentional.
So
the ball's gone there, isn't it?
What you're saying then, that should
The
be
goal
given.
should have
No, it's right.
Right, good.
It's right.
Tell you what,
stands.
can we just keep it simple? Nobody knows what it's a game of opposites.
Yeah, but
so
people
we're
are
okay.
debating it. People are debating it. People are saying
Right.
it was onside because he did
Okay.
play it.
Well, it wasn't long ago. It was a Manchester derby, and there's a huge
Yeah.
decision then.
Yeah,
so
and
you've
they-
got to wait up a little bit, I suppose.
I'm glad we've got that cleared up. So it should be 0-0.
So we're all right then, aren't we?
It shouldn't be 0-0, in all honesty. It shouldn't be 0-0. Manchester United should be out in front by 3 or 4.
Of course. Let's have a look at the chances that they've created in this
I mean-
half. Just 2 on target, Jace.
And exactly, and what did you say, like, going to the break? 80% possession?
80% of possession.
I mean, they're not short of a goal at the minute, Manchester United. I mean, they've got a goal scorer in the team, Rashford, who has actually put the ball in the net, but it was ruled offside, rightly so. But they're beating teams 3-2, you know, they're scoring goals for fun. So, you know, they've had 80% possession against a team that really have not come to challenge them, has not come to win. I don't feel like they've come to win the game, Redden. I just think they're containing Manchester United. They're trying to defend, they're a lot deep, they're inviting the pressure, and they're going to try and possibly nick something or
Trying to
take
get the
them back,
replay and
try and
take
get a
them back to
replay
the
and
thing?
take them back to the home ground. Yeah, but
Is there anything wrong with those tactics in an FA Cup tie against
No.
the Premier League opposition?
absolutely not. But it's whether you could do it for 95 minutes.
You can't. But you know the crazy thing about football is
can.
I've never seen
Jose
so much of a
Mourinho will tell you.
one-sided first half. They have a chance at the end, and that is the beauty of football. You can always have a chance, but they've got a big 45 minutes if they're planning to do this. The defenders defended really well, by the way, for Reading, the 3 centre halves. It was they did everything what they could, and they got the body in front of the way of shots, maybe a little bit of luck at times, but yeah, they've got a chance, haven't they? It's cup football, but they've got to show a little bit more going forward.
They're playing 8 behind the ball.
I've never seen so much of a one-sided game at all.
I know. I mean, they do play on the break, and they've been doing it really, really well. Manchester United, we've seen them plenty of times this season score goals on the break. Tonight, it's a different opposition, isn't it? It's come and break us down. And I think they need to be more patient. I think they need to be more intricate around the box. They need to move it quicker, overloads on the right, get it across to the left, so vice versa. And I think they'll get their opportunities. But tonight, they're like slashing at things, to just putting balls in a box. They're having shots when really they should be keeping possession. And I think that's the message at half-time from Ten Hag. Keep it, be patient.
They've got a big side as well. I'm talking about big physically. So when you're putting balls into the box, they seem to be okay with that.
Yeah, they seem to be
That's when they
coping,
possibly so they will get it. If they play like they did there in that second half, it's going to be difficult for Reading.
they've
You can
had-
see Ince as well. They've started dropping deeper. Once you start doing that,
I mean, they camped on the edge of the box. aren't they?
absolutely. I mean, they're playing if you look at it, they're playing in the space of about 10 yards. Everybody's behind the ball,
Yeah.
so they've got to break them down somehow or they try and get in behind them.
They did have the chance of the half. It took
This is the beauty
a fine
of it.
De Gea save
That's
to
from
deny
nothing,
them.
isn't it?
From no-
Malacia, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he doesn't get a shout. But, I mean, he should be aware. Again, you know, his body position is all wrong. I don't know whether we can go back and slow that down, but his body position is terrible. I mean, he should be open and he should know. If you look at him there, look, he hasn't got a clue who's behind him. In fact, do you know who got done the other week? Doing exactly the same thing. Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka. Exactly the same thing. The opposite fullback.
Is that against Nketiah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nketiah just nips round him. Right, you see him here. Right, his body shape's all wrong. He needs to open up. He hasn't got a clue that the winger's behind him. He's got his back to play. He's just looking. He hasn't looked once, and then he nearly gets done. And he nearly pays the ultimate price by getting punished. But what has intrigued me about this, Wan-Bissaka done exactly the same thing against Arsenal. Got punished by Nketiah. Why haven't they flagged that up? That's obviously not been brought up, because if I'm sitting in a team meeting and he's the fullback and he gets done, I'm listening to that thinking I ain't getting done like that.
Yeah, there's listening, and then there's taking it on board for match day, though, isn't there? And
that's really bad fullback defending, that.
It's basic.
Basic
you
defending.
get taught that when you're your apprentice.
You open your body.
Checking your wing mirrors all the time.
All the time.
So you just open up.
Yeah.
He's like this, so I can't see Nick. If I'm like this, I can see everything.